up, everybody? Greg Kaltecich, Drysdale Fight for Us, Team Zenith. We're down at the gym today with John Valentine, who's a black belt under Robert Drysdale, as well as myself. And we're here today to show you guys, actually John's going to show his series of arm drag to takedowns that he likes to use, different combinations, and when people react and off his arm drag, what they do and what he does to counter their stuff. So.
Good, thanks coach, really appreciate it. So the arm drag series I'm going to show has a high percentage, not only entry, but finish. If you've seen any of the stuff that I do either in competition or in my MMA fights, I use the same exact series. The beautiful part about this is if you're doing it right and you're drilling it and you have the three options and you know how to set it up properly, you're going to have a very high percentage takedown game and then also a finishing game as well. So first and foremost, there's a lot of videos out there about arm drag series. I saw some really bad ones. That's part of the reason for doing this video about foot position. I think people want to teach an arm drag in a vacuum, but they don't want to show the simplistic parts of the small nuances that actually make the arm drag effective. So first and foremost, as I'm here with Greg, Coach Greg, what I want to make sure I do on any arm drag series is I want to make sure that my feet are aligned differently on the arm I'm attacking. So what do I mean by that? If I'm going here with Greg and I'm going to wrist control and I'm trying to set up an arm drag series, or if I'm putting my head in, Greg puts his hand on my head and I'm getting arm control that way, I don't want to line up the way I'm lining up here. So if you'll see, I have a left leg forward, my weight's distributed, I have a left leg forward, and I have left wrist control, and I'm going for a right arm drag on his side. Why is this not a good job? Or why is this not good position? Well, while it may feel comfortable to be here because you're feeling this push and pull and I feel like I'm in control, it actually puts me at a disadvantage because Greg has easy access to the single leg, okay? So the first rule, we'll go back this way as well. First rule is I want to make sure that my foot position is set up opposite. So I'm going to be in a good stance. I've got a nice here. I'm still in control. I'm not here where Greg gets an advantage point and head underneath mine. Okay, and there's a couple ways here. So he's going to what he likes right here, right? So this is a elbow tie up, which is great, allows him to shoot, but I feel comfortable here. I have an inside tie, and if I need to change that. So a couple different ways. So I want to try to ideally get wrist control. This is where we're setting up an arm drag from wrist control. The other way would be if he reaches. That's a different series of arm drag we're not going to cover today. So we're going to work it just from wrist control. I've got my right leg forward, which gives me a really nice balance on this leg. Okay, so we can do there, or I can either pull it from here. But what I want to make sure I do from here is I want to make sure, and this is where you see a lot of stuff on YouTube which is actually incorrect. People will teach an arm drag from wrist control. They'll come in and they'll say, don't step forward, which is absolutely wrong. They'll say, don't step forward, pull them out. That's never going to work. So the first takedown series you have off that, again, opposite leg, wrist, okay? The first takedown I have is just really simply the basic one. I'm going to drag, right? I'm going to drag from here. And when I grab here, you can grab elbow. I just don't think you get as much. I want to grab right here above the elbow on this meat of this, right? If I grab Greg's wrist, move your arm around. He's strong, right? If I grab Greg here, I have more control of that, right? So that's the first thing I want to do. Do I want to grab this? If I'm setting up an arm drag series, do I want to grab his wrist like I'm trying to break it? How does that feel, Greg? You feel threatened, right?
Yeah.
If he feels threatened, he's either going to pull the hand away or he's going to attack with something else. So what I want to make sure I do is I want to make sure he feels comfortable, feels strong. I still have wrist control. Let's turn around this way so you can see it. But I'm not manhandling his wrist. I'm just controlling it, right? I only need it for a second to get something, okay? So you can go in here. One small detail on the arm drag you'll notice, you'll see people do an arm drag like this. Go ahead and turn that way, Greg. Okay, that's what happens. So I want to make sure I replace my head to where I'm going. So if I'm going to go for a trip, I'm going to replace my head here, and then I can simply go. So I'm going to show you 3 takedowns. Double leg takedown, I'm going to show you a back heel trip, and then I'm going to show you an ankle pick if the person addressed. So let's just do the first one. I get light wrist control, I decide to go, I pull the arm forward, and I blast. Driving forward. That's the first one. You can call this fat man's takedown, whatever. I don't need to drop to a knee and go in. I just need to lower my level. Arm drag, arm clears. Now we're going to show you the second one, which is really a trip. You can go inside, outside, back heel, it doesn't matter, whatever you feel comfortable. I prefer outside, but I'm going to show you both just for simplicity. So now the same thing, I'm not overly attacking the wrist, I'm just having control. maybe pushing here to make him think, that's fine. Now I'm either gonna go inside, so I'm either gonna go this side or this side. I'll show you both real quick. As I drag, I replace, and I'm inside, okay? Or I prefer outside. As I drag, outside. What's really important if you're gonna do this back heel trip series off the arm drag is you gotta make sure your body's up and your body's not down. If I arm drag and I end up here, my posture's off, he's just gonna do something like that, or he's gonna drive me forward. So I wanna make sure it's one solid motion from my chest open. Again, I'll show it slow and then we'll do it fast. 1, and outside.
Oh, I screwed you up.
Okay, very good, coach. Okay, so those are this option number 2. So we'll do it a little bit faster speed. And outside. Thanks, coach. Now the last option, option 3, is for where the guy right corrects. So I go for my arm drag, he doesn't like it, and he steps. Okay? If he steps like that, so if Greg arm drags me, and I step, I can readjust, he has access to a leg. You have 2 takedowns from here. I arm drag, he right corrects, I have this leg, I can attack, or you can go far, ankle pick. I go here, he right corrects, he steps, because he wants to square up, that's probably what he's gonna do, because he wants to square back up. As he does that, I arm drag, he squares, he right's correct, I drop my little single. My head on this position is above his knee. My head is above his knee. It's a real small detail. You can dive for the ankle, I just don't like it as much. He right corrects. I like it right here at the knee. I'm wrapping and I'm simply extending my head and my hand forward. So that's your 3 options. The way you'll drill it, we'll cover it another time. But the arm drag series is really, really effective. Again, just in summary, you have, make sure your foot's in alignment, make sure you think about all the options, double, single, outside, and then whatever works for you. Thanks, coach.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.